Hello, I'm Akriti Agarwal, editor for Labels and Labeling India and Southeast Asia. Today I'm welcoming Mr. T.P. Jain, Managing Director of Indian Machine Manufacturer and Supplier, Monotech Systems. Thank you for being with us, sir, today.
Thank you, Akriti.
So Monotech has been doing a lot towards contributing towards the society during this pandemic. So, sir, could you tell us about how you've been running your operations during this lockdown and how you contributed?
Yeah. Say first thing about like what we have been doing, to contribute to the existing or current situation. We have a 3D vertical where like we run a service bureau in the name of Metamorph, and like once we have been hearing about the requirement for ventilators, then our team has become active, and our equipment are capable of manufacturing certain parts which are required, in the ventilators. So we got in touch with the people who are manufacturing ventilators and have provided them support or our services in terms of printing those parts. We already started that activity. So while it is a lockdown situation, we got a special permission from the government to open up our 3D printing services vertical, and through that we have been printing some parts of the ventilator which are being used right now by some of the players who are like supplying ventilators to the medical industry. So that is one part of like our contribution to the current situation. On the other side, yes, we have been following the lockdown conditions, but our manufacturing locations are selectively or on a skeleton basis operating to support the essential requirement. Say, as I mentioned about our 3D printing services vertical, the same way, our label division has been like operating just to provide consumables to the section of industry who are printing pharma labels, so that their operations are not interrupted. They are able to get the service support as well as consumables to support the industry. On the other side, yes, all our offices and are following the lockdown conditions, but we have been utilizing this time in terms of either catching up with the pending work, for our the back office teams, and for our sales and support team. We have been running a lot of training courses during this period. We have been using the Google Hangout as a platform, where people while at home are able to connect with each other, participate in the meetings, and a number of the training sessions have been conducted. It has been a good learning experience for us, and I would say it's beginning of the journey for digital transformation.
That's right. That's right. And we do hope that, a lot of work from home will continue post pandemic, because that is what, workspace is evolving to. So in your opinion, sir, how do you think will the companies such as yours as well as printers adapt to the changing work culture? Will the factories become more skeletal with reduced workforce or absolutely necessary workforce going forward? And so what measures will the companies take?
You're absolutely right, Akriti. While we had this in mind, in terms of adopting the digital technologies and work from home concept, we have been thinking about it. But then, see, we never sort of started efforts to implement it seriously. But when this came, it became a necessity. And then what we find today is a lot of things can be done, like much more efficiently, much more productively, and much more cost effectively, while adopting the digital technologies, working from home, and many aspects of the organization, can probably work sort of much more better. So we have learned a lot during this period, and going forward, I strongly feel that this will become a culture in the organization to use this, more and more. Of course, in the immediate, future, it serves the purpose of, sort of social distancing and, sort of the measures which government wants everyone to take in terms of less travel, less, coming in contact with other people. But so even after that, I feel that, there is a merit, in terms of increasing productivity of the people, and, a lot of cost effectiveness in the operations. So, and the same thing, we have identified the operations which can be done from home or can be done from remote. and that we will continue to do, even post the lockdown situation. Certain things, of course, as far as factories are concerned, the only thing which can be done is to introduce more automation, where the requirement of manpower goes down. So, but of course, we need to evaluate, like the cost versus the benefit, because we would not like the, sort of employment also to go down. So unless there's a compelling reason, the factories, manufacturing locations will continue to operate as they are. The only difference will be that whatever operations can work from home will be done from home. So that's what we have decided, and we'll be adopting it very, very strongly.
Right. What kind of automation are we talking about here, sir? In terms of machine production or label production, or is it software like the ERPs and giving access to people? What kind of automation are we talking about?
See, it's all the three. When I talk about the automation, say for us, say in terms of automation, like as far as machine manufacturing is concerned, we'll be looking at more and more, sort of things which, like where we can eliminate the manual labor. So be it, say, so that is as far as the manufacturing, our own manufacturing is concerned. As far as label production is concerned, see, it will be more of adoption of digital technologies, so where the softwares will play their own role, in terms of helping people to sort of adopt a lot of artificial intelligence and the tools, like where the manpower requirement can, sort of go down. And at the same time, like they can adopt, sort of the digital printers in many situations, which will become a compelling need today, seeing a situation where the migrant labor may possibly not come back. So there is a possibility of serious labor shortage coming in. And in that situation, like if the printers are able to think in terms of more automation and adoption of digital printing technologies, I think it will help them immensely. So while, like it might not replace, but then it will act as a very good complement to the existing technologies which they are using for their manufacturing processes.
Could that lead to a lot of unemployment post COVID?
See, it's not going to, like, say, that has been the talk always, whenever, even with the advent of computers, like the people said that there'll be a lot of unemployment. It never happened. And, like it has always been a talk that, more automation, more unemployment. But it doesn't really happen, because the main, see, there are alternative opportunities which emerge, like which are much stronger in terms of the employment as compared to not going for automation. So I think we have to think in a pragmatic and positive manner. And in my opinion, of course, this is something which is social, which you cannot stop, because the people have, sort of suffered a lot, and like they would like to go back home, probably, like stay in the comfort of home, like after, like have gone through such a lot of suffering. So while they do it, like the industry has to run. And of course, they will definitely, like the rural economy will get a boost. There'll be a new opportunities coming in the rural area where the people will find, the alternative employment. So as such, it is not going to, sort of, there might be a readjustment happening, not the unemployment happening because of this.
Right, right. And sir, coming back to the label industry now, how in your opinion, since you are supplying to a lot of the label industry, your various products, so how is the label industry, in your opinion, braving the impact of lockdown and reduced production now that it is good? The lockdown has been extended to May 3 and is expected to go on for some time.
So, Akrati, say if you look at even during this period, uh, many label players are catering to the essential services, while the conditions are tough, but they are still catering to to meet the essential requirements. And the effect of pandemic is, like there is a growing consciousness, towards safety and clean environment. And the products and services, like which provide this, like the safety aspects and as well as clean environment, will, sort of the demand will grow for that. And the label industry is a good contributor to that, to ensure that, like the people are able to get, or achieve these requirements. So that's where I see a good opportunity happening, for the label industry, as they will be able, there'll be new opportunities, like coming out, the post this situation, where people will be able to, sort of cater to, the new requirements coming for safety reasons, for like say organized retail, of course, I think will again get a boost, like post when the situation becomes normal. So all this, will create new opportunities for the label players in the market. So while yes, like the current situation is tough, but going forward, I foresee a lot of new opportunities emerging for the industry.
uh, and are these new opportunities mainly for like big players, or do you see them for medium and small size industries as well?
See, I would put it this way, like, see, whosoever is able to embrace the change, I think the opportunities will lie for them. See, the status quo will not work. So if we do not really, change, if we do not, like, foresee the new opportunities coming and reposition ourselves, so whosoever is able to do this successfully, be it a small player or a medium player or a large player, he will be successful. He'll be a winner.
Right, right. So, sir, and again, so what kind of like in this pandemic, what changes do you foresee in terms of consumption, consumer consumption, and market trends, and the way you operate? So, what are the long-term implications of this pandemic?
See, the long-term implications, as I said, like, see the products and services which, like which cater to the needs for safety and clean environment will definitely get a boost. As far as the industry is, as I said, the label industry will be one of the beneficiaries. And to capture this, like kind of the new trends and new requirement, of course, there are new solutions like track and trace, like where, say, you are able to, sort of, say, find out the root or origination of the product, So these things will become very, very important. And the adoption of these technologies successfully will be the key to seize the new opportunities which are coming in the market.
Right, right. And so when the orders are lifted, do you see Monotech going back to work the way it used to be before? And do you see label industry investing in the equipment that you had anticipated? Uh, what is going to be the trend in terms of investments going forward?
So as I mentioned, like our manufacturing locations are already working on a skeleton basis. All our teams, like while it is lockdown, so they have been trained on, like in terms of the product knowledge or in terms of the new skills, like to approach the market um, in a different manner, or in terms of, digital marketing, social selling. So all those things which, like which were missing links as far as we were concerned, like, or say we have not been using that very effectively. Today we are well equipped, like to use those technology platforms, or our teams are fully equipped to use the new technology platforms. So in my opinion, like once things open up, like our team is raring to go. They're fully equipped, they're fully confident, like about what products we have to offer, and like the way we have to offer, the markets to whom we have to address, and of course, like not only domestically but like internationally also. So in terms of say our preparedness, yes, once the lockdown is over, like I think we will be fully functional. And as far as solutions are concerned, like we have excellent solutions in our portfolio. We have been spending a like good amount of our revenue on R&D efforts, and so have introduced from time to time new products, like both domestically as well as at the international forums, and getting a very good response as well. So it's the time now, like where we see acceleration, like happening, as say we had good success, with our the label, like enhancement solution, like we have been, of course, pioneers in terms of promoting the sheet fed enhancement solutions in the market. But for the first time, we have launched, like in China, like the label expo, the label, like enhancement solution, which has received very good attention. And like we have a lot of attention even from the domestic market as well. So we have, like of course our label printing solution is already proven, and we are in a position to offer again a range of solutions as far as digital label printing is concerned. Of course, our last tie-up with Memjet, like now the product that product also has taken shape. So in terms of digital label printing, digital print enhancement, the track and trace, variable data printing. See, our solutions for different market segments to cater to different markets, like market requirements are ready. And so it will be, sort of course, like our teams also are ready. So we're looking forward to things becoming normal. And, like, say, as you asked about how the label players are going to position, like after opening, yes, like there'll be a period like first, because it's a major disruption which has happened. It'll take a while, for people to bring their operations back, like into the normal rhythm. But once that happens, I'm sure, people will be looking for the investments, like which can help them, sort of increase their productivity, like which enables them to, like look for, like say, they get the new opportunities which are there in the market. So the investment cycle will definitely open up, and I strongly feel that the digital platforms will get very good attention.
Right, right. I see there are a lot of very positive insights from you, and basically you're focusing on the label industry to adapt and evolve, which is definitely the need of the hour. So, sir, as a parting thought, is there any message that you would like to give to the Indian label industry?
See, first, like I'm very, very positive about India, because the way the things are happening, yes, like right now, everything is downbeat, all of us are, like very concerned. But then, see, this period is, like sort of, in my, opinion, brewing up strong new opportunities for the country. If you look at, like in terms of uh, the low interest rate and lower petroleum price, say this is a boon for India, and like this is what will help the economy to come back much faster. This coupled with, of course, the entire international community is looking for an alternative to China as far as the manufacturing destination is concerned. So all these things, like put together, are going to bring a host of new opportunities for India. And of course, the label, even in the difficult times, they have been growing well. So if the whole economy, sort of comes into a strong positive trajectory, there'll be good opportunities for the label market. And my message to the industry would be, yes, like we need to face this challenging situation, but use this to prepare yourself for next round of, sort of the leap, like forward, which I'm very positive. It's in the offing, and it will come very, very soon.
Great. Thank you so much for your very positive and upbeat insights. Sir, thank you so much for your time as well.
Thanks, Akriti. It was nice talking to you.
Same here, sir.